Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful evening today on a day when we've had some of the most gorgeous weather of the winter. I can hardly believe it. It was 66 degrees today and sunny where I'm at. I hope you all had just as enticing weather. Tonight, we have a beautiful matchup for you coming to you live here at the QRLS. The Rangers are going to be taking on the Hammerheads. We have an interdivisional matchup. And joining me in the booth tonight is a very special guest, Slurpy Snail, captain of the Three Rocketeers. Slurp, how you doing tonight?
What is going on, everyone? I am stoked to be in the booth tonight with you, the goldenest of pickles. This matchup is something. I got both my buddies playing tonight. Hammerheads Rangers, Billy Bob versus Throttle Dog. I am excited.
That's gonna be something to behold. Like, how do you even pick who you're gonna be rooting for in the matchup tonight when you're rooting between two of your close friends?
Billy Bob, he's got some accolades under his resume, so I think I want the Rangers to pull this one out. Also, Hammerheads are 5-4, Rangers 4-5. I'd like to see Rangers take this one, but honestly, I would root against both of them if I could.
I understand that entirely. And at this point, you're right. I think it's time Throttle Dog gets some accolades of his own in the building here, as Billy Bob seems to be just indomitable when he's on the field. There are few that are able to rival his competitive ability. Uh, when you look at the two teams that we have facing off tonight, we have some new acquisitions between both of them, right? So you're looking at the Hammerheads, and they were able to get Night Leaper this week off of the waiver wire. How do you think that's going to bolster their team?
Uh, Honestly, Night Leaper's the GOAT. Who doesn't love Night Leaper? I think he's a great add to the team, although, because of the waiver wire system, he's not able to play tonight. It has not been 2 days since he's picked him up, so we will be seeing Billy Bob, Joe Papa, and K1 tonight. K1 also being new to the Hammerheads. I'm excited to see what he can do over there.
I was just going to mention K1 next, the king of solo play. If you know K1 Mountain, this man is quite the force. And I know we haven't gotten to see as much of him as we would like to this season here at the QRLS. The trade coming through with the Hammerheads, K1 is coming from the Spectres, traded to the Hammerheads, getting his start here tonight. And I did not anticipate the delay in the waiver for Night Leaper. So that's going to mean Joe Papa is going to get the start, and Joe Papa has been putting in work and has improved tremendously through the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Papa and Night Leaper, I'm pretty sure they're buddies too. They're going to have a great time over there on the Hammerheads. But this squad we got Billy Bob, K1, Joe Papa, I think it's a pretty solid team. I think they're going to give the Rangers quite a run for their money here tonight.
Absolutely. And also true, too, there's a familiar face on the Rangers, Fabrizi. He was once a Hammerhead in their championship winning team last season, a team that was able to trump my old team, the Speed Demons, as I'm sure you've heard me time and time again talk about the travesty that was losing in Game 7. But Fabrizi, he's able to put in work on the field, positionally getting demos when needed, chasing down players, and in position. What kind of impact do you think he'll have on this game?
Fabrizi, he is an all-around solid player. I think he fits this Rangers playstyle better than anyone could imagine. Obviously, like you did in the Game 7 of last year's championship, I also lost to Fabrizi in my Game 5 of the playoffs. This man is known for his demos. He will hunt you down and blow you up without any remorse at all. But I think the Rangers, adding this man to his lineup, I think the Rangers are deadly right now.
Speaking of somebody who's deadly on the demos, I'm noticing in the chat some people are asking what the Q in QRLS stands for. That stands for Quicksilver. Quicksilver is the commissioner of the league. Once the actual captain of the Hammerheads in one of the most triumphant seasons around, where they had only lost one regular season game, 29-1 record, went on to win the finals. Quicksilver, he was one of the most demo happy people I've ever seen in the league, and that is where we get our famous catchphrase, beautiful demo. But back to the Rangers, because it's about them. We also have on this team Throttle Dog, as we talked about, as the captain, looking to get some more feathers in his cap as he is trying to take this team and kind of turn around the season here. As the Rangers and the Hammerheads now in week 4, it's still early in the season, so there certainly is plenty of time to make an impact. But the Rangers and the Hammerheads are in the same division, and they are only separated by 1 win apiece to 1 loss apiece, and they are both at the bottom of their division. This is a big matchup for both of them, as this could impact the standings going forward. So, what I'm curious to see is what moves he decides to make, because Avoidable Clown formerly would have been the starter on this team, and now I'm feeling as though Fabrizi is going to take that spot. But I feel like Avoidable Clown is such a impactful player for this team. Slurp, how do you feel about him not getting the start tonight if Fabrizi's to step in?
I'm not too sure. I did have the opportunity to scrim these guys before, and they were trying out every different opportunity they could. Fabrizi, he looked good out there. Clown was also putting in the work, though. You cannot count Clown out. Although, since Fabrizi being new, I'm not sure if he'll start the first game, but I'm definitely sure he'll get some work in there with them.
I would imagine so. I feel like when you make a trade for a player, you're really just setting the stage that you want this person and you want them to be able to take center stage. But that also brings up the question about C Wispy or Quispy, uh, as maybe we might even see a different combination. I'm not sure about the MMR rating that we have here in the league and what we'd be able to see with if it could be Fabrizi, Avoidable Clown, and Throttle Dog. Slurp, do you think they'd be able to put that trio in or no?
I think so. I believe these guys can throw any different 3 if they wanted to in, so we could see a variety of different options here, depending on how that first game goes. I think that really truly depends on the first game. If the Rangers win the first game, I don't see them making any changes. However, that could always change.
That is true. And, looking at these teams last week, I believe that the Rangers were swept in their last matchup, and the Hammerheads won their last matchup 2 games to 1. Uh, so they're both looking hungry. They're both looking like they are ready to come out and show which one of these two teams can be the more dominant in the division. These division standings, these division matchups are so crucial, so important. And I also, true to, would love to give a quick shout out. I'm looking at my mini feed here, and I've seen that Gidano9 and Rhino018 have followed on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate that here at the QRLS. As I always say, we do it for the fans, and we do it because we love to do it for you. You guys make this worthwhile. It wouldn't be as fun without you guys here. But as we're getting close to it, it's almost 8:25. We got about 5 minutes until kickoff, and I'm excited, Slurpee. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm excited. These two teams are going to put up one fight for the night. Although we do have 2 games going on tonight, so I'm excited to see how the other plays out. But this game, Rangers, Hammerheads, Throttle, Billy Dog, I think it could go either way, but I think I'm going to have to already shoot my shot with the Rangers. I think the Rangers are going to take this one home 2-1. I think they have a solid lineup, and I think they're going to pressure the Hammerheads and just give them all they got.
I like that prediction. I think the Rangers are going to absolutely bring it tonight, and I know you probably put, I would say, at least 1/16 of your channel point wallet on the Rangers to win tonight, because I know you have millions. But I think tonight I am going to go with the Hammerheads, and I am going to say that I've been able to play against Billy Bob, and I think the man has the ability to change the tide of a game. And I'm not saying now that I'm scared of Billy Bob. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. If I see him again in the finals, we're gonna have a problem, and it's gonna be his problem in losing this time. But I will say, I think the Hammerheads are gonna take it tonight, 2-1. I don't think we see a sweep, but I do think we're gonna see a very close matchup here, as each game I will say will be decided by a goal apiece.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to throw in there too a hot take of my own. I think there are going to be 2 overtime games played tonight.
Oh, that is a hot take right there. I wish we could put up a poll on that to see who follows that action. But as I'm looking at the prediction here, it's looking like the The Rangers are the favored team to win here. They have almost 40,000 channel points on them versus 20,000 to the Hammerheads. So that is a pretty significant difference. You guys are feeling pretty confident, Throttle Dog, in the team that he's now rocking here. But I gotta say, that acquisition of K1 Killer, I have to say, Knightley for coming onto this team, Joe Papa, and the work that he's put in. I can't bet against him. I don't have any channel points to bet, but I can't bet against him.
Totally understandable. K1, he's a legend. He's been in the league since day one. This man is mechanical as well as his IQ is through the charts. I think him and Billy Bob are going to pair up perfectly together. But again, I think Throttle Dog, Clown, Quispy, Fabrizi, whatever lineup they go with, I think they're going to have more pressure. I think they have more shots, and I think those shots are going to lead to more goals.
I can agree with that. And I just would like, again, to remind everybody, we do have a match after this. So please stick around. We will have Clarity United facing off against Astro. And the fun part about that matchup is they are in my division. And I honestly am excited for that matchup more so than I think this one because again, these interdivisional matchups can just shape the playoff picture so early in the season. And I know that Clarity is looking for some big wins in the matchup tonight after getting swept by my Bleacher Boys this past week. So, you gotta think. No, I'm sorry. We beat them 2-1. We swept last night. But Slurp, what's your take and prediction for the upcoming match?
Ooh, Clarity and Astro. I think that's gonna be a really good game as well. I see Astro 6-3, Clarity 3-6. I think Clarity does have something to prove here, though. I think Clarity and the Rangers might be on the same spectrum here tonight. They're both coming off sweeps, and they're hungry. And I wanted to point this out too for the Rangers that division wins are extremely important, and division wins for the Rangers are 1-5 right now. So if they're going to be tying in the end of the season, they got to bring those division wins up, and I think that is a more cause for them to win tonight.
Absolutely. It is almost impossible to make a significant playoff standing without these division wins. Even if you were to go 50-50 on division wins, it would help you so much more than not being able to capitalize on some of these. And as always, we play 3 matches each night in observation. The series is a best of 3, but we always play all 3 to attribute to the stats and standings to make sure that we have accurate data. And here we come. It's 8:29. We are soon to be having players hitting the field as they will be joining in just 1 minute. Slurpee, tell me, who do you think is going to win the first kickoff?
Ooh, first kickoff. I think it's going to be the Rangers. I think it's going to be. I'm not sure if Fabrizi's going to play, so I can't. I would throw Fabrizi on the line here to win that kickoff, but I'm going to give it to Throttle Dog winning the kickoff against K1.
Throttle Dog against K1. You heard it here first. As always, though, it'll depend on who is able to hit the field when for that. If you just predicted that in the future, I think we're going to hear some people saying that the QRLS is scripted. But don't worry, we don't rig it here. Yeah, we're not the NFL in this bracket. So, but it is 8:30. Players should be hitting the field any moment now, and we're going to switch down to the field. The grass is mowed, and everything is ready to go.
Speaking about being scripted, old Golden Pickle, there was some interesting events that happened in your game the other day with a 5-4 win over the Vibe Clan that was also predicted by a 2v2 series before the match had started.
I am so happy that you brought that up, but the controversy is sweet, but what was sweeter was the victory in the end. But I will say, I was testing around, demoing some of the streaming features, and I forgot to end the game before, and it had said 5-4 in the demo game, and my team ended up winning 5-4. So people were talking about the prophecy coming true. I couldn't help but have a good chuckle on that. It does seem somebody attempted to join the match, but then backed out. I think we are just about there. Just waiting on, honestly, nobody. I think we can go. If they're ready to go, the players can hit the field whenever they want, if they have everybody.
I do see a tendency in the Rangers right now. I don't see Clown in the spectating. If maybe we're waiting on him, or
Oh, that very well could be if he's starting the match. But while we wait, who do you think is going to get the first demo of the night?
first demo of the night, Fabrizi. I gotta give it to Fabrizi. If he's out there, and he is, I think Fabrizi's taking the demo.
Fabrizi taking the demo. That'll be something to see. And as we look here, we are going to have K1 Killer versus Quispy face off. We have action. Quispy just getting it past K1, fielding it up to Joe Papa. Up on the ball is Throttle Dog with a nice aerial into the corner, following true Billy Bob with a great defensive push out. Fabrizi in that position, like we were talking about, that positioning just there to field that midfield. I really think that coming onto this new team, they're going to need to see that quality that they were looking for going with that trade. Slurpee, the impact that he could have on this game.
Absolutely. So I think Fabrizi, I think they're going to still feel each other out here. No one truly has a lead just yet. A little boom ball here and there, but I think once Fabrizi starts warming up and looks for those demos, I think the Rangers are going to start taking a lot more pressure onto these guys.
Yeah, I think they absolutely will. As Joe Papa gets 50'd at the mid by Fabrizi, pushed out. K1 Killer pushing it on net, fielded by Throttle Dog off the wall. It's up in the air. It's there for Billy Bob. Quispy with a great save.
What a save by Quispy. There when you need him. But these Hammerheads are still firing. They have all the pressure right now, as I didn't think was going to start the game like this.
Dare I say, a Hammerhead will circle its prey until it's ready to attack, and these guys are looking like they are ready to take a bite, as they are just relentless on offense at this time. The Rangers need to make an adjustment here to get this ball out of their defensive zone before it's too late, and this could be the one, and Billy Bob able to get one in. First goal of the game goes to the captain of the Hammerheads, and we're starting this one a minute and a half in.
Nice read off the wall by Billy Bob, trying to center it. Unfortunate touch by Fabrizi in the goal. I think just a little chemistry, and this one goes to the Hammerheads.
It certainly does. The first goal doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the determining factor here, as I know we were talking about last night. The momentum that you get from getting that first goal can sometimes make that swing possible, but let's see if the Rangers are able to fire back here. There's still plenty of time with over 3 minutes left to go in this game, as Billy Bob fields it to Fabrizi at the mid, and Quispy collecting around the rim. Throttle Dog with the boom through the corner, and Billy Bob is just there. That man is everywhere. I feel like he has infinite boost.
Billy Bob knows how to clear the ball. If you give him a dribbler into his defense, that thing's going right to your defense. But it seems like the Rangers are starting to finally pick up the pressure as Billy Bob gets it back down to the Rangers defense.
Yeah, they are getting themselves in a better position here than they were in even just a few minutes ago, as they are providing the pressure that is needed and making these nice defensive rotations to keep the ball out of their goal, as Quispy not able to get the touch that he wants there. Throttle Dog pinching it out on K1 Killer, sending it back mid as Fabrizi with the shot, but Billy Bob, the captain, says, "Get off my lawn."
Like you said, this man Billy Bob, he seems to be in the best position possible every time, especially on defense. You're not getting it by him that easily.
Not at all. He is one of the toughest opponents I've ever had the pleasure of playing against here at the QRLS. And I will say, I do not envy the Rangers on the field here tonight, as Throttle Dog is able to put one on. K1 Killer sending it wide, trying to get the double tap off the wall, not able to. Fabrizi off the backboard. Do we see the two-touch with the demo? Fabrizi setting it up, but just not able to slot it. And that was another beautiful demo. And Fabrizi did, in fact, get the first demo of the game here tonight. Throttle Dog fielding into the corner, sending it up to the mid with Quispy up there over Billy Bob on net. K1 Killer sending it wide.
Beautiful play here by the Rangers. They're starting to get warmed up. You can see it here. The pressure is starting to click. However, Billy Bob and K1 on the defensive line, that's tough. That's tough to get by. And that transition offense they have, they can make you pay very quickly.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up when you're trying to move in transition, and just you never want to find yourself getting caught over top. And it seems like both teams are doing a really good job as Quispy is able to send it to the corner. Is doing a really good job of making sure that their rotations stay clean so they're not getting beat over top with a beautiful demo by Quispy as they are up. Fabrizi getting the touch, pinched by Billy Bob. Throttle Dog following it up into the corner as Quispy tries to get a touch, not getting the read he's looking for. Through the corner, off the wall, Fabrizi, again, just not the touch he would have hoped for. And a quick miss by K1 Killer there. Could it be a fake? The beautiful demo. This net could be all but open for the taking as Billy Bob has put himself in position. The only man that you would be afraid to beat is now there.
The demos are starting to come alive. I feel like Fabrizi's giving the Rangers a little hint on how to demo properly. But again, Billy Bob and the Hammerheads defense is just there, brick wall.
Yeah, it is tough to get past, and this is where I really thought it was going to be these close one-goal games, as just knowing the difficulty these defenses place on the offense of the opposing team. Both teams just phenomenal as we hit goose eggs on the clock, and this one is done for game one. Game one going to the Hammerheads with a 1-goal lead. But when you look at the stats, actually, the Rangers were leading in both ball possession and boost consumption, but field domination did go to the Hammerheads, and you can see it with the 1 goal.
1 goal, that's all it takes. If you can't put up any numbers on your stat sheet, the other team is going to win this game. And that's what happened with the Hammerheads. I think the Rangers, they started to get their groove on. They got the pressure going, but I just don't think they were in the position that they quite needed each other to be in from the start to give them those shots on net. Whereas Billy Bob and K1, Joe Papa, they were there when they needed to be, and they got that 1 goal, which is all it took.
Right, absolutely. I agree with that tenfold. And they just seemed to get more comfortable as the match went on, just solidifying the difficulty that this match is going to take place over in the next two games. And, they had 8 shots from the Hammerheads, and they were able to bounce 4 of them away. Not that they didn't have shots of their own, as they had 5. But here we go, getting ready for the second match here. And they are lined up and ready to go.
Looks like the same lineups are coming out. We'll see if that makes any difference coming forward.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I mean, we have the new implemented 4th man rule here in the league, and a lot of the captains are taking advantage of it throughout, and I think it's been nice to have, because you don't necessarily always have to worry about just your 3 showing up. Having that 4th one is nice to be able to say, like, hey, I can't make it today. Is it okay if you hit it? Or even if you want to just make that quick substitution in game. And we have a shot on, and Joe Papa just gets beat by Throttle Dog, and here's that goal in that change of pace we were talking about.
Here's that pressure that the Rangers needed. Throttle Dog was in mid, waiting for that pass from Quispy, and you saw it there. That's what happens.
Powdered
Will
donuts.
they be able to hold it, though?
Powdered donuts make me go nuts as we see a donut explosion there coming out by Throttle Dog. Quispy sending it up to Fabrizi with a great pass. That's off the backboard. Throttle Dog up, fielding. Pinched by K1 Killer with a great defensive effort and a bump to a block. I don't think they predicted that one.
No, I don't think so. But I think that high-speed offense that the Rangers are starting to bring might bring some new mechanics to the game that the Hammerheads might not be ready for.
They might not. That might be the new meta. I'm not really looking forward to doing the training packs to get used to that one. Says Billy Bob going for the double tap. Just not able to get the touch he's looking for. Fabrizi 50'd. He's still in position here as K1 makes a great play and a demo by Swispy as Billy Bob sends that baby downfield into the corner.
Yeah, it seems like the demos are all on the Rangers here, and it opens up space. However, they can't capitalize quite yet on them as they're not fully in position, but I think they're warming up to each other.
I think so, as Billy Bob puts one on, and Throttle Dog is able to field, but he sends it mid, and Swispy is able, Swispy, see Wispy. I'm not sure which one I want to say, as I keep saying different ones, but they are fielding it. Throttle Dog putting the pressure on, and there is the shot, and it's going in as Wispy is able to pop one in.
Quispy with the weight room on Billy Bob and an excellent pass from Throttle Dog as Quispy muscles that one through to give him a 2-0 lead. Rangers on top.
I think that man's been hitting the weight room as he just flexed his guns and said, "That is my goal. You're not keeping it from me." Billy Bob fielding, sending it up over Quispy Fabrizi, stopping that offensive pressure, sending it back the other way. Joe Papa in position to make a nice touch, setting up Billy Bob here. Swispy is taking this up off the corner, not getting the touch he looks for as K1 sends it on net, and Throttle Dog clears the danger.
So going back to like you were saying, that first goal really does make a big impact on these games, and I 100% agree with that. So I think that 1-goal lead to start the Rangers off is going to help big time in the long run. As you did see, the Hammerheads' only goal last season or last game did come off a slight misposition on the defense. So I don't think we've truly seen the Hammerheads' offensive capabilities, but at the moment they can't even get on offense with this Rangers pressure.
No, they can't, as Swispy's there to clear up the danger coming in from Billy Bob on the full send, and Quispy going for something a little spectacular there. And Billy Bob said, "You're going to block mine, I'm going to block yours, we're going to trade." And Throttle Dog puts it in on a great pass, setting them up with a 3-0 lead with 2:10 left to go.
Beautiful awareness there by Fabrizi. If it wasn't Fabrizi, I think it would have been Quispy, but either one works as they got it mid and Throttle Dog was there to clean it up.
Yeah, great pass there by Fabrizi, making sure he was knowing where his team was to set that ball right up for a great shot. And I think what's worse than going down by 1 goal is when you go down by 2 and then 3, the task to come back starts feeling more and more impossible. We still have time here, Slurp. How do you think they're going to fare in this comeback?
They really got to start putting the pressure on now. I believe the Rangers have all field domination on this one right now, but if you can get a transition goal here, or not, as the Rangers take it 4-0 on the back of a big clear and Throttle Dog putting it home.
We got a low 5 there. Throttle Dog getting his hat trick here on the night. Big display from the captain with the donut explosion. Donut count him out, as we're talking earlier about putting a feather in his cap. He did just that tonight, pinning one in as he has a hat trick.
These Rangers, game 1 might have just been a fluke, and now they're coming alive as, again, they have all the field domination right now on their hands.
And you got to think, the Hammerheads have the playability to... Oh, and we almost had a great play there from Billy Bob, and a nice touch there, but it is just turned wide by Quispy. You got to think the Hammerheads have the ability to turn this around and make a difference in this game right now, but it's starting to edge as we're coming down to a minute. Do we see a goal here to shift the momentum for Game 3?
If I were the Hammerheads right now, I'd be you gotta get that momentum started for that Game 3. 1 goal can really change the pace, but it doesn't look like it as Throttle Dog puts on a 4th goal for the Rangers.
I think Throttle Dog heard us talking about that ability for him to get that benchmark, and he seems as if he just wants to go for Player of the Week by himself here, scoring a 4th goal in this match. Captain leading his team as a good captain should. Gotta be proud of his boys, gotta be proud of himself as they're coming through Game 2 here.
Absolutely. I think this game is almost all but over, but I do want to point out that the Rangers and the captain Throttle Dog, and another one for Throttle Dog, make it 5. This man is on fire right now.
He is just showing no mercy. Did him and Billy Bob exchange words before this match that made it personal? Because it's starting to feel kind of personal out here.
It sure does. Do we think we could get a 7-1 performance?
No, I don't know if they have their bags packed, but I sure would love to take a trip to Brazil. I certainly would. I don't know if I have the right passport, but I could probably get one within the next 3 to 5 months. And we have a goal
And
here.
Billy Bob
There it
finally
is.
gets one for the Hammerheads.
But could this be a negative goal here? Because this could set up exactly that 7-1. Kind of hoping we see it.
Oh, you're totally right. Can we get it? Here we go, Rangers.
One more for the captain. Get a double hat trick on the night. That'd be something spectacular to witness. That is not an easy feat by any measure. As Throttle Dog.
Absolutely not. I do want to point out that these Rangers, it's not just Throttle Dog. The center ball is coming out from his teammates, and Throttle Dog with the double hat trick for 6. We're going to Brazil, boys.
We are going. We are there. Bags are packed. Flights are booked. Everybody jump on. Free trip. But you are absolutely right. It is not just Throttle Dog on the field tonight. I know it seems that way as he has 6 goals, but where are these goals coming from? But from the stellar performance of his team, Fabrizi and Quispy, making sure that they are putting the ball in the right positions to make sure their captain can capitalize on these spectacular goals. And that will do it for Game 2 as we look towards Game 3 in a 1-1 series draw.
What a game from the Rangers on that one. Throttle Dog, give him the quadruple digits on the scoreboard. But again, look at the assists. We got 4 assists coming out from his teammates. Fabrizi with the playmaker on the night, and Quispy with getting 1 as well.
Yeah, that great team play is bolstering this performance here. No player plays alone. Everybody plays with their team. And when you have a couple of guys coming out and putting on a secondary role, filling the slot that they need him to, you can't complain. What more could you ask for from your guys?
This game was a stellar game. You couldn't ask for better. But again, this last game, 1-1, this is a battle for that series win, and you need these division wins. But the Rangers have all the momentum right now. Can Billy Bob and his squad pull back here?
So what do you think the Hammerheads need to do to turn this Game 3 around?
I think the Hammerheads got to relieve some of this pressure that the Rangers are putting on them. We got to see bigger clears, and we got to see that offensive rotation stick to their roles. If the Hammerheads can get that offensive rotation and keep the Rangers on their toes in their defensive end, then they won't have to worry about that oncoming pressure that the Rangers are bringing right now. But at the moment, there's no stopping that force.
No, there is not. And we got K1 Killer versus C Wispy, which I believe was the face-off you predicted for Game 1, but we're getting it here in Game 3, and a beautiful demo coming right off the start as they are able to set up a power play advantage, but the ball is pinched out to the wall, up around the corner, fielded by Throttle Dog. Some good comms, it looks like there, as C Wispy backed off on the ball to let Throttle Dog take control. K1 Killer with a great challenge, sending it down. Quispy up, going crazy. Look at this. Air dribble, just sent wide. Billy Bob with a great defensive effort.
That was a beautiful, almost highlight play from Quispy, but Billy Bob, he's always there when you need him. But this Rangers chemistry is looking like they're starting to really warm up with each other, especially in that last game. But can they do it again?
Considering they're a team that just really got put together. I mean, Quispy and Throttle Dog have been playing together for the majority of the season, if not all of it. And Fabrizi coming onto the team, this just happened very recently. So for them to be able to slot in and perform the way that they are this well under new chemistry foundation is incredible.
They are playing like they've been playing 3 weeks together now, but the Hammerheads kind of are turning a new leaf on this game as they're applying more pressure and almost a shot from K1 as Quispy leads it onto the other side.
And a great 50 there by Billy Bob, sending it wide, keeping the danger clear. Throttle Dog putting it up for Fabrizi, dunking it down is Fabrizi with a beautiful goal here on the night with the great pass from Throttle Dog off the backboard as K1 Killer is just not able to get the touch he was looking for to send that one away.
All 3 of these guys on the Rangers have the ability, and these center balls coming from each other, the chemistry is there right now. Will the Hammerheads be able to defend any of these shots coming on?
I think that they're going to have to, as they need a big bolstering play here to be able to kind of transition here into more of an offensive approach to turn this game around. They just seem backed up in their own end time and time again, which is a very unusual sight to see Billy Bob in.
Absolutely. I think that defensive pressure, he might not be used to it, but the Rangers, they are just having fun out there right now, playing with each other. They're doing excellent things for their team.
Yeah, they certainly are, as Throttle Dog sends it to the other wall. Fabrizi and Swispy trying to send it forward. K1 Killer still challenging on the play when Billy Bob sends it skied to Fabrizi. He gets a nice touch, delaying in the air, waiting to get the look that he wanted, sending it out. And this one is just sent straight back out to mid. You know, the Hammerheads are finding it so hard to get any kind of offensive pressure on the ball here. And you got to think that has to be frustrating.
Oh, it has to be. This pressure is just unrelenting from the Rangers. As soon as you get it on their defensive side, they just clear it away and start their offensive rotation all over again. And here we go, as we see it. Throttle Dog collecting in the corner, looking for a mid pass possible, or even the shot.
Billy Bob, great awareness to turn that one away as he is able to stop that offensive pressure. K1 Killer sending it up the wall. And he is going to take it through the corner, trying to get another touch, sending it out to Billy Bob with a great pass. A 50 there. That was actually 2 people 50ing one, so it's more like a 75 as Throttle Dog takes it off the wall to Quispy as Billy Bob says, no thank you. I'm keeping this one toward the upper mid.
The pressure, it's just unrelenting from the Rangers here. I think the one chance the Hammerheads have is right here on this offensive, this transition offense, as K1 gets his first goal of the night.
K1 does indeed get his first goal of the night as he is able to put this one in off Throttle Dog's touch. It looked like Throttle Dog got all he could on that defensive effort. You know, it was a nice defensive play, just not enough clear on the distance there to get wide. K1 Killer following it up, slotting it home, making it a 1-1 game. Exciting matchup here with 1:21 left to go. This is anybody's game. Who do you think takes this one in the end? And do we get free Rocket League?
This is the overtime game I'm waiting for. I think it's going to stay 1-1 going into OT, and I think the Rangers are going to pull it off in OT unless the Hammerheads can get that transition offense that they need, that they got that last goal.
Yeah, that transition is going to make the difference here, and I think that this is a matchup where whoever got the first goal, the momentum isn't really on your side, you know, so I'm not thinking the Rangers are feeling very overpressured, but I also don't think the Hammerheads are nervous that there is a 1-1 game here with only 30 seconds left.
Billy Bob puts it down. Good save by Thrall. Quispy off the wall. Can he get the highlight play we've been waiting for? K1 knocks it away.
K1, great defensive and recovery play there as he just gets beat out by Throttle Dog into the corner. Throttle Dog's up on it, sending it off the backboard. Fabrizi getting stuffed at the goal line. Billy Bob collecting, sending it toward the mid. He's going to stay with this on his own, off the wall. To K1 Killer. Can K1 Killer collect before Throttle Dog becomes an interference? Is able to send it mid as Joe Papa puts it up, and we have free Rocket League, folks.
We love the free Rocket League, especially in a 1-1 series where this game takes it home as Billy Bob tries to collect over Quispy, but unfortunately cannot.
Great defense there by the Rangers. That is a position that Billy Bob loves to be in, where he feels his most secure. You don't want to give him those opportunities too often. They're able to stave off the assault that the Hammerheads are putting on as Billy Bob is going to field this in the corner, sending it downfield. Swispy and Fabrizi are up on it. Fabrizi's the one to get the touch as Billy Bob again sends it in, and that one's in. That's the one. That's the end of the game. K1 Killer slotting it home in between the two defenders.
K1, right where you need him to be, muscles it in for the series as the Rangers get defeated by the Hammerheads.
Defeated. I would say both teams played their absolute hearts out in that final game. Neither team wanted to lose, but in the end, I will say I did predict the poll right. The Hammerheads were able to win the series 2 games, 2-1. As predicted, there was no sweep here tonight. And the Hammerheads, I will say, at no point in the series did they have a dominant possession on either ball possession or boost consumption. So they were giving the ball away significantly more. So being able to come with that win is a huge step.
That's incredible. I applaud you, Pickle, for that right prediction. After game 2, I thought the Rangers had it all the way, but that just says that it's anyone's ball game out there, really. And the Hammerheads, they had the grit to take it into OT and muscled in at the end to take that series.
Absolutely. And Rocket League, if anything, is just always a game of chances. And speaking of chances, there's a chance for another team to come away with a win tonight, as up next we have Clarity United versus Astro. Please stick around. We will be back in just a moment with some more highlight, high-flying, fast-pace, fast-action Rocket League for you guys tonight.